My name is Noel Wynne. I've been in the shed since it started about 11 or 12 years ago. I spend most of my time in the shed. I find that since I retired, I spent a couple of years sitting around getting absolutely fed up. So when I heard that there was going to be a meeting to start a shed, so I went to that, and basically from that the shed has grown. It has grown gradually over the years. It is a great pastime. It gets you out of the house. It gives you a reason to get up in the morning. Now, some mornings you'd want to drag yourself out of the bed, and I mean drag yourself out. But when you get to our age, you realise that if you sit around, you're not going to. It's not doing you any good.
Last week, the Irish Men's Shed Association entered the Guinness Book of Records for the first time when we assembled 1,089 working electric kettles in one place in Tullamore. The kettle is very important in the men's shed because it symbolises what the shed is all about. The shed movement started in Australia and was designed to bring people together, particularly men together, because men are notorious for being unsociable, in fact, compared to women. And the feeling was that if men were gathered in the one place, they would talk to each other. And one way to do that, of course, is to have a kettle where you make the tea, and they sit around the table and talk. And that's exactly what happens. And we see that in particular in our own shed here in Tuam, where we have a great range of men, 25 members altogether, from all sorts of backgrounds, who all get on very well together. And the conversation can range over politics, sport, but also more important things like our families and our health and our worries for the future and things like that.
We've had lads come in here that one lad in particular came in, as he said, he couldn't drive a nail straight. No, he's one of the best lads. He was one of the best lads that ever came in. It's hard to get men to get up off their rear ends and do a bit. Apart from turning, we spend a lot of our time making planters, wells, benches, picnic benches, all that kind of stuff. We've had different lads come and go. Some people might come in they might only come 2 or 3 times and then they disappear. More come, they're here for a week or 2 or 3 weeks and they disappear and they'll reappear again. But that's all part of what goes on. We're not no saints, I'll tell you that much. And every background. You have lads that came from the army, you have lads from the guards, you have chancellors like myself. It's just the way things are. Christmas, as you can imagine, the Christmas craft fair isn't great for garden furniture. It's just not the time of year. So we make a lot of small stuff, bits and pieces, cribs, the Westies, that kind of stuff. Some of the lads make other bits and pieces. We made a few cribs. We done these. Everyone does their own thing, and you think you haven't got a lot of stuff until it all comes together. Last year, no, we split it with Cancer Care, what we got. No, in fairness, we had a great Christmas fair last year. Probably won't be as good this year. It's like everything else. You have a certain people that'll come to those kind of things. Like, same thing as you'll have certain people who'll buy turn goods, clocks, all that. It dries up after a while. So you have to keep thinking about different bits and pieces to be doing. So we're hoping, and I mean, keep your fingers crossed that we have a good one this year.